You made it. You have made it to the final foundation. The final foundation, the fifth one, which is the pause. This thing right here. For a lot of people, they find it to be really awkward. However, once they understand the power behind it, it becomes less awkward and they understand it's a tool that you can use to be more effective when you communicate. Now, the first reason why the pause is so powerful is simply because when you pause, you give people time to process what you've just said. Notice how you're processing what I just said? Notice how you're processing again? Isn't that crazy? If we don't pause, it means that we're giving people no time to process the things we're saying. And if people aren't processing the things we're saying, are we truly being effective? Are we truly being influential? Probably not. This is why it's so important for you to pause, especially after complex or important points. Because right after you say something complex or right after you say something very important, you want people to process it. Now, the second reason why the pause is so powerful is when you become very comfortable with, it doesn't hurt you, but when you become more comfortable with that, what happens is we start to get rid of our non-words and our filler words. Our non-words are the sounds that we make to fill the silence. Whereas our filler words, these are the words that we use to fill the silence. And so, do you know what I mean? Like, non-words and filler words take so much away from your credibility. They take so much away from your authority. And more than this, when you've got ums and ahs and filler words and non-words kind of all over your communication, what tends to happen is it decreases the clarity of your message. I'll give you an example of this. Let's say I was teaching you the foundations and I was, getting through rate and, talking about the importance of really varying your rate of speech. And then I got to pause, you know what I mean? And I know that was very dramatic, but can you see how that decreases the clarity of my message? Can you see how that robbed me of authority? Can you see how that took all the credibility away from me? Let's once and for all get comfortable with the pause so we're able to eliminate the non-words and the filler words. Now, the third reason why the pause is so powerful is when you pause, guess what you can do? You can breathe. It allows you to breathe. What happens with a lot of people when they speak is that when they speak, they tend to trail off at the end of their sentences. And then they start really strong, but at the end of their sentences, they just kind of trail off. And I know this is a really dramatic example, but then after that, they just kind of trail off like this because they're running out of breath. So when you pause more often, you allow yourself to breathe more so you can maintain a good level of projection from the beginning of the sentence all the way to the end of the sentence. This is the third reason why the pause is so powerful. And the final way that I'll mention as we're learning about the power of the pause at a foundational level is when you pause more, you invite people to ask questions. You're inviting dialogue. And where there's more question asking, there's potentially more clarity. Maybe people have a question in their mind, but because you don't pause and you keep talking, and then after a while you just keep talking, they just think, oh, there's no point for me to be able to ask a question. And then after that, oh, my question's gone now. And then as a result of that, they never got that question answered, which means a lack of clarity. And where you have more clear communication, you are more influential. Let's go to an example, and this one is a very potent example. I think you'll really like this one. Check this one out. Here we go.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meritus, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix Legion, loyal servant to the true emperor Marcus Aurelius, father to the murdered son, husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
I know we're halfway through, but I just want to quickly ask you, do you know what movie this is from? Do you know what movie script this is from? See if you can guess what movie script it's from. Bonus points if you can guess.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meritus, commander of the armies of the North, general of the Felix Legions, loyal servant to the true emperor Marcus Aurelius, father to a murdered son.
Pause. Hold. Go.
Husband to a murdered wife, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
How good was that? The moment my student there paused more, wasn't it more dramatic? Wasn't the script or the dialogue, wasn't it more influential? Wasn't it more impactful? Didn't my student do Russell Crowe justice? It was fantastic the second time round. I hope you can see now the power of the pause as a foundation. What you've learned so far is you've learned the 5 core foundations that make up great communication. These are the different ways in which you can use your instrument to be more influential. When you see a great speaker, whether it's someone that's online or in person, often we don't know what makes them great. We don't know why, but we just feel drawn to them. But we don't know what it is about how they communicate that actually makes them great. We don't know what it is. What I'm doing right here is I'm trying to help you see the unseen. I'm helping you see the invisible so that you can begin to recognize, well, oh, it's because they vary their rate of speech. Oh, what I love about this person is because they have so much emotion in their voice. Oh, this person is so powerful when they speak because they've got great volume and they pause. I hope that you can start to see the method behind the madness. Here are the 5 core foundations, and congratulations, you've completed this section.